Hello and welcome to the week 2 recap video for the games that matter. I got 23 games to get through today, and I'm going to try and go into each one a little bit, but some of them are just going to be breeze through. So let's get right into it. First on the list was number 16, TCU at SMU. I had picked TCU to win this one. SMU kept it a lot closer than I thought it would be throughout most of the game, but TCU did come away with the win. Next was Portland State at number 23. Oregon, I had Oregon winning this one, and they did handily. Next on the list is Ball State at number 8, Notre Dame. I had Notre Dame winning this game, and honestly, I'm kind of surprised by the game. Notre Dame won it 24-16, but that's not the score it should have been. Notre Dame was a 35-point favorite, and really they should have won by at least 21 over this team. That being said, I am impressed with the Notre Dame defense, managing to hold them into the game and prevent a win for Ball State by just playing good defense, solid defense. Not the best we've ever had, but they played good defense and were able to overcome 3 interceptions thrown by their quarterback. I think he was having a hangover game, a letdown funk, something like that. But I was surprised to see that they didn't pull him. They didn't pull Wimbush at the start. Not at the start, but once he started going downhill. That being said, still a win. Undefeated season still intact. Obviously, lots of those are still intact. It's early in the season. Doesn't really mean anything right now. But they're going to have to bounce back if they want to win out on this season. Next is number 13, Penn State at Pitt. I had Penn State winning this one. I thought it would be close. But Penn State came back with a vengeance and took out their frustrations on Pitt. We may be seeing that Appalachian State is either better than we anticipated. I think it's a combination of both. Appalachian State's better than we anticipated this year, and that Penn State was not playing as well as they could have. Next is New Mexico at number 5, Wisconsin. I had Wisconsin winning this game, and they did pretty handily. Number 18, Mississippi State at Kansas State. I had Mississippi State winning this one. I just, after last week with Kansas State, didn't really think that Kansas State had much to go on, so I went with Mississippi State, and they won big. Next, Western Michigan at number 21, Michigan. I said this in my video that I thought Michigan was going to come back for a vengeance on Western Michigan, and that that I felt sorry for Western Michigan, and it was well placed. 49-3, I believe, was the final. Michigan came back with a vengeance. UCLA at number 6, Oklahoma. After seeing UCLA's opening game, I was not impressed with them. I think Chip Kelly's got a lot of work to do with this team. I picked Oklahoma to win that one, and they did pretty handily. William and Mary at number 12, Virginia Tech. Easy pick. I got Virginia Tech, and they won. Arkansas State at number 1, Alabama. I had Alabama winning the game pretty much hands down, and I believe the final score was 57-7. Next was number 3, Georgia at number 24, South Carolina. Some people thought this was going to be a close game. I thought it could be. I even said that. I was pleasantly surprised to see that Georgia pulled away with it and just blew South Carolina out of the water. I say pleasantly surprised because I like seeing fresh faces in the hunt for the title. It gets old when it's the same team running over and over and over again. So seeing Georgia come back after last year and seemingly play on the same level, I think it's a good thing for college football. Rutgers at number 4, Ohio State. Ohio State rolls through this one again. And I won. I did pick them as well. North Dakota at number 9, Washington. Easy pick. Washington won. Youngstown State at number 14, West Virginia. Another easy pick. West Virginia won. South Carolina State at number 19, UCF. I picked UCF. And again, easy pick. Savannah State at number 22, Miami of Florida. I picked Miami. Miami won. Number 2, Clemson at Texas A&M. Now, I did pick Clemson to win this one, and Clemson did win this one. However, I did not expect it to be as close as it was, and I got to give props to Texas A&M. They came out to play. They were not afraid of Clemson, and they didn't play Clemson like they were afraid. Clemson comes out with the win, 28-26, stopping a 2-point conversion that would have sent them to overtime. So, I mean, it was a good game. It was a really good game. Southeastern Louisiana at number 11, LSU. I picked LSU to win this game, and they did, hands down. Alabama State at number 7, Auburn. Same thing, picked Auburn, they won. Now, Kentucky at number 25, Florida. Florida has beaten, before this game, beaten Kentucky 31 games in a row. 31 consecutive years Kentucky has lost to Florida. Well, going down to Florida, into the swamp, it looked a lot like it was going to be 32. And a lot of the guys on College Game Day were calling it, oh, it's going to be the 32nd win in a row. I mean, even Kirk Herbstreit, who was like getting on them because they were being extremely negative about Kentucky, still picked Florida to win. I picked Florida to win. Kentucky surprised us. And Kentucky comes out with the 27-17 victory over Florida at Florida. Breaks the 31-year streak of losses with the win today. And improves to 2-0. I wouldn't be surprised to see Kentucky pop into that 25-24 spot this coming rankings. Number 17, USC at number 10, Stanford. Stanford's defense shut down USC and came away with the 17-3 win, like I thought they would. Next is UConn at number 20, Boise State. I picked Boise State, and they ran away with it. Also, I forgot to mention, I picked Florida, so I did get that one wrong. And last but not least, number 15, Michigan State at Arizona State. Now, I said I thought Michigan State was going to have a bounce back on this game, and that they were going to prove that Utah State was a fluke. A couple things were wrong about that. A, I picked Michigan State, and I was wrong. 16-13, Arizona State did win. But I will say this. Seeing Utah State's second game this season, where they just demolished their opponent's defense and scored a lot of points, I'm actually not as surprised that Michigan State had a high-scoring game with them. That being said, Michigan State proved that their defense is back, stopped this explosive Arizona State offense, held them to 16 points. But Arizona State just had just as good a defense this week and prevented Michigan from getting enough points to beat them. So low-scoring affair, which was surprising. 16-13, Arizona State won. I picked Michigan State, so I got that one wrong. So in the end, I got 21 out of 23 correct this week, which puts me at a 91.3% correct rate. I had 38 out of the 44 games that matter so far. I have an 86.4% for the whole season. I haven't calculated the rest of the week, so I don't have my weekly total percentage and whatnot. But I do want to go over something. I'm getting tired. I've mentioned this a lot. I'm beating a dead horse now, but I get tired. I get tired of having to go through all these games. I mean, looking at this, in my games that matter, which are top 25 teams, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different top 25 teams playing a non-Division I opponent. And it just is boring. And I feel like it's hurting the fans of the teams, because if I were an Oregon fan, I'm not going to watch the Portland State game. We're going to beat them. If I'm a Auburn or LSU fan, I'm not going to watch these non-Division I teams. I don't care if they're in-state. These non-Division I teams, there's no point in watching it. You know your team's going to win. Why bother? And I feel like that's hurting the big schools' fan base Not the school. They're going to make the money no matter what. But the fan base, we don't want to watch that. Like, yeah, it's cool to see your guys running up and down the field, but it's cheapened by the fact that you're playing a team made up of guys who weren't quite good enough, supposedly, to make it at your team's level. That's not fun. I don't know. It bugs me, and I gotta say something about it, because, you know, whether or not my voice is heard by people that matter, it bugs me. It bugs me to see all these teams taking an easy W, and it's just... Now, to be perfectly clear, if my team, I'm a Notre Dame fan, if my team did this, I would be just as adamant against it. I'm grateful for the fact that we don't, kind of because we can't afford to, not in a conference. We need all of our 12 data points to matter on some level, and if we take one of those and play a non-Division I team, it would count against us pretty heavily. So we're just in a position we can't. So I'm not saying we're taking a moral high road here. The team just literally can't afford it if we want to be in the running at all. But it's like, it feels like it cheapens the sport to me. And I know financially it's really beneficial to the teams that are non-Division I. They get their programs pretty much paid for. But it bugs me. And I'm going to keep saying it every time it comes up. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bore you guys with that. Anyway, that's my week 2 recap video. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be here, posting here in a little bit, few days for my week 3 predictions video. Gotta wait for the rankings to come out. And I will see you guys in that video.